Somebody brought up in my comment section a very good point, and they said, you can't expect everybody to win in life. You are foolish if you think everybody's going to win in life. You are foolish to think everybody is going to be free. You are foolish to think people are going to set themselves free themselves from the chains mentally and physically and spiritually. You will be a fool to think that people will operate and see the world exactly how you see it, right? And I wanted to respond, right? I wanted to respond and say, see, this is the problem. This is the problem, right? Your mindset, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to give him the business. But you know what? I sat back and I thought about it. Because he isn't the first, he isn't the second, he isn't the third, he isn't the fourth, and he won't be the last. And people are going to continue to say the same thing over and over. And I'm going to touch on a few points with this, right? First and foremost, the first point I'm gonna touch on is he's right. He's right. Everybody won't win, right? And I mentioned this in my other video, and I was thinking out loud, and I was just saying that there's no wonder why there's a slave class, and there's no wonder why there's a master class, right? Because you have people with this mindset. Mind you, this is the first point, so bear with me. I have other points to make, right? You have the master class and you have the slave class, right? There's no wonder because you have people with pitiful mindsets, right? Am I saying that, you know, strive to be Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Jay-Z or any of these Oprah, you know, these major, you know, people in our society who have billions and some even probably trillions in assets? No, I'm not telling you that, right? You can be someone who live modestly. You can be someone, you know, who just, you know, live on simple terms, but are you free though? Right? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Are you free? Because a lot of people, they use this as a coping mechanism, right? Oh, you know, I can't do that. I can't travel overseas, right? I don't have the money for it. Or, you know, oh, I can't do that. That's too much to learn. Or, no, I can't. It's always, I can't do something, right? Nobody's telling you to go out here and make $1 billion. But are you free? Being free is worth more than all the money in the world. You can live modestly, right? You can live modestly, you know, in many places of the world. Damn sure can't live modestly in the United States. That's out of the question. But you can live modestly in many places in the world. You don't have to be making $1 million, right? You can simply be making, you know, modestly $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to live comfortably. In many places beyond comfortable. Right? You don't have to make $1 billion, right? But are you free up here? Right? Many of you aren't because you still operate in the old system. You think things are going to be handed to you. You're still operating in the 9-to-5 slave matrix. But you know what? I had to sit back and think and come to the conclusion that that may be right for many of you. Right? It may be right for many of you to be in bondage. It may be right for many of you to be in chains, right? It may be meant for you to never leave the matrix. I have to come to this conclusion because just think about it. I'm 30 years old and, you know, every single time that I've talked to people, they always give me pushback on freedom, right? They've always given me pushback, right? What does it mean to be free to you, right? How does freedom look to you, right? Don't you want to do this? Don't you want to do that? Oh man, I just want to work my job and go home. That is not.
Welcome to the afterpill.co, your one-stop shop hub for everything that I offer. Whether you're here to book a one-on-one coaching call, join the Patreon community, explore Horizon Atlas, your relocation app, or access my latest content and resources, you'll find it all right here. Choose your path, take action, and start building the life you want.
Not see that kind of poison, that kind of mindset. No, that's an indentured servant mindset, right? That is a servitude mindset. That is a slave mindset, right? Many of you are just coping. You're coping with the fact that you don't have the audacity to get out here and go get what you want. You're coping with, you know, the fact that you failed over and over and over again. which there's nothing wrong with failure. Failure is only a lesson, but you're coping with the fact that you failed over and over again. And you think that is it. You think that life is over, right? For you. So many of you'll exert that onto everybody else. You'll project that onto everybody else, right? So many of you are coping, right? Go into a corner, cry, go cope in a corner, right? Second point, I had to come to this realization as well. My second point is, yeah, everybody's not meant to win. In a system full of vultures, right? In a world full of vultures, in a world full of lions, there has to be prey, right? There has to be prey, right? The type of pain tolerance that it takes to continuously push yourself beyond your limits is not meant for the majority of people, right? See, I can, stabilize myself in reality as well. I had to understand that something, you got to sit down and really evaluate yourself and the world and people around you. So I understand now. You can't have a bunch of predators, right? Because if there was a bunch of predators, I mean, that's no bueno. Even though predators sometimes can eat predators, right? But in a world full of predators, there has to be prey. There has to be plenty of food for the predator. So guess what that means, right? There has to be sheep. There has to be chickens, right? You ninjas that don't want to do anything, you want to sit stationary. Oh, what's the point? Well, you're going to get ate up by a ninja like me. So yes, there has to be prey. There has to be sheep. There has to be chicken. There has to be turkeys, right? There has to be all kinds of food all over the place for predators to eat, right? Because predators have to eat. They have to feast. They have to hunt. There are some people who are meant to hunt, and there are certain people that are meant to be hunted. That's just how the world operates, right? So yes, this guy and many people in my comment section are right, right? Some of you are not meant to win, and that's fine. Everybody's not meant to win. Some people's sole purpose is to be eaten. like, I'm sorry to be this harsh, right? I'm really not sorry, but I mean, this is the reality of life. Some people are meant to be eating. Some people are meant to be stalked and hunted down, right? That is the way of the food system, right? Is eat or be eaten. That is the way of the wild. That is the way of the jungle. Right? That's why you have certain companies, till this day, they prey upon people. Right? In many different ways. They prey upon how you think. They prey upon what you like to eat. That's why y'all still in line at McDonald's. Some of y'all probably in line right now, looking at this video. Right? You looking at this video, you right in line at McDonald's. You right in line at Burger King. You right in line at Church's Chicken, Popeyes, whatever you like to eat. They prey on the way on the things you like to eat, whether that be good or bad. Right? You have bank companies, financial services companies. They prey on you too. They prey on you with predatory loans. They prey on you with interest rates. Right? They prey on you with all kinds of things. The pornography industry. They prey on the fact that you ain't got no girlfriend. They prey on the fact that you like to beat your jackrabbit. Right? OnlyFans, they do the same thing. Instagram they know what you like. They know that you like to see big booty chicas, right, on your timeline. Every single time you log on, they know you like it. They're gonna show you a Venezuelan, they're gonna show you a Colombian, they're gonna show you a Dominican, they're gonna show you a Cuban, right? Whatever you like. Whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. Yeah. First thing first. You can whatever you like. Hey. Instagram give you whatever you like, whatever your mind is adjusted to, that's what they prey on. That's how they make money. That's how they distribute ads. So you're being preyed upon regardless. The people who see it, the people who see it, the people that don't, they continue scrolling like it ain't nothing. So the guys in my comment section, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. For me to win, there has to be losers, right? When two men get in a boxing ring, there has to be a winner. Yes, sure. But removing draw out of it, no, there has to be a winner, there has to be a loser. When two men get in the ring, there has to be a winner, there has to be a loser. When you're fighting to the death, there has to be a winner, there has to be a loser. When it comes to making money, that money has to come from somewhere. I have to take money from somebody. Legally, yes, still, I have to take money from somebody. Somebody has to give me money. Their pocket has to go in negative for me to get positive. Somebody has to be knocked out in the ring for me to raise my hand, right? Like Rocky. There's somebody at the end of the barrel, and there's somebody on the other side pulling the trigger. Right? There's somebody getting fucked, and there's somebody who's doing the fucking. Come on now, are y'all following me? So you know what? Y'all are absolutely right. Y'all are absolutely right. There has to be winners, just like there has to be losers. So this video I made, just a random thought video. Make a choice. Make a choice, because even if you want to live simple, right? Living simple requires something out of you. There's many ways to win in life. Many ways to win in life. But there still is a separation, right? People who win in life remove themselves from the status quo. Whether winning in life means being a better father than your father, or whether that means, escaping a 9-to-5, whether that means becoming a millionaire, right? There's many different ways to win, but all in all, winning means separating yourself from the status quo. The problem I have with a lot of people today is they don't want to separate themselves from the status quo. They just want to be normal, everyday people. Being normal doesn't cut it anymore, bucko. You can't just be normal anymore. No, there's no such thing. We don't stay in a normal society anymore. No, you got to be extraordinary. You can't just be ordinary. You got to be extraordinary. Right? Extraordinary. That's what you got to be. Just like you can't just have one job. You got to have 2 jobs. You got to have 3 jobs if you want to survive. If that job ain't paying you $125, $150, you need another job. You need a side hustle. So I don't know why this winning concept sounds so unfamiliar to you NPCs. Why does it sound so unfamiliar? Oh, I know why. Because I'm challenging you to step outside the box. I'm challenging you to remove yourself from the status quo in whatever you do. Some people would be like, well, I just wanna chill. I just wanna smoke weed. I just wanna enjoy life. I just enjoy the simple things in life. No, you're coping. You're really just coping. You don't wanna rise to the occasion to achieve what you need to achieve, to be able to actually live simply. To be able to live simply, you had to pull your sword. You had to swing your sword, right? You done got knocked down, knocked out. You done bled, you done sweat, you done cried to live simply, right? Many of you, the thing that a lot of y'all call living simply is just living in poverty, right? It's an impoverished mindset. What many of you probably mean by living simply, right, is literally probably doing nothing, doing the bare minimum and just breathing, right? As long as I'm breathing, right? I used to hear that all the time, and I'm like, that's it. It's just as long as you're breathing, just as long as you're alive, that's it, right? Being alive is the basics. Just think about all of the sperm and eggs, right, that didn't get fertilized, right? You became fertilized, right? It took one sperm cell out of millions to fertilize that one egg. And you became that one. So you already hit the lottery, right? Just coming to Earth in general. Right? And then if you were born American, if you were privileged enough to be born in America in this time period and a few time periods before, right? You are literally privileged. But a lot of y'all don't see it that way. Right? You look at your life as a burden. Do we have blockades in our life? Sure. Do we have situations that pin us down? Absolutely. Do things happen in our life to make us want to give up? Absolutely. But the person that makes life what it is the person that never gives up. Not giving up and burning out every single step of the way. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I gotta get out here and enjoy life. The difference between me and you. Y'all remember that? Atlanta, Rich Homie Quan? Yeah, y'all know nothing about that. The difference between me and you. I will never trust him. Right? The difference between me and you is, see, I love the process. I love putting myself through that fire. I love challenging myself, as a man should. The reason so many men get burnt out is because they really don't have a purpose. They really don't know what direction they're headed. They really don't know themselves. Right? They looking at everybody else and they trying to model a life after everybody else. No, me, see, I'm modeling a life after what I want. Right? I moved to the Dominican Republic because I wanted to. This is what I wanted to be surrounded by. Right? This is how I wanted to live. See, many of you don't know yourself. You don't know how to think. You can't think for yourself. Right? I attribute that to the public indoctrination camps that didn't teach you ninjas nothing, right? Don't know how to read, don't know how to write, don't know how to think, right? Ninjas don't know how to do anything, right? Some of y'all are depressed because you have no purpose, because you don't know yourself, right? The difference between me and you is, see, you look at the process as a burden. I look at the process as a privilege. Being challenged is a privilege. Right? Y'all look at it as a burden. You look at it as, oh man, this is something I got to go through. No, I look at it as, this is something to overcome, to further build me, to further sharpen my character, sharpen me mentally. Y'all don't think on it like that. So that's why you run away. I don't run away from the challenges. I tackle it head on. The difference between me and you, I will never trust you. When you tell me it's the difference between me and you. And that's all I have for you guys on today's video. Just a random afternoon video. And that's an after pill. Listen. The after pill is the ideology. Listen. Just listen. The after pill is the ideology. The escape blueprint is the framework. And PFP life is how you should live. In purpose. In freedom. And in power. I'll see y'all on the next video.